All right, hello and welcome to the Super Baka Bros channel and tonight's episode of Neighborhood RPG. I am your host and dungeon master, Angelo Baca, as always, and with us is our wide variety of amazing players and just all around good people, which we're going to introduce here in a moment. But first, we got a bit of paperwork to do before we continue on with all the action that's going to happen tonight, so stick around. First off, we have our follower goal above our head. We're trying to get to 50 before the end of the month, which I believe we can do. We have an awesome community that likes to spread the word, and we really appreciate that. So if you know somebody who's interested in watching our stream, please let them know about it and hit that follow button if you already have it, because it tremendously helps us out and it is absolutely free. So thank you ahead of time. Secondly, I want to talk about our continued usage of tabletop audio, which is a awesome tool for your TTRPG games, whether at home or on the stream like this here. It really immerses the game and the atmosphere all in one, and it is absolutely free. So whether you're playing D&D fantasy game or a modern sci-fi game, it has all kinds of different sounds and music to choose from, so I highly recommend it, and definitely support them. Lastly, before we get into all of the fun that's going to happen tonight, I just want to let everyone know that I thank all of you for being here, the players and the viewers, and I really appreciate all of you joining us on this journey of honestly playing this homebrew campaign that I made and ultimately making it what it is. So thank you. And with that, let's go ahead and get into our introductions. First off, we are going to start with Phil. If you could please go ahead and introduce your character and let me know a little something special about them.
Sure. I completely did not think about this at all. We'll go. I'll rattle through the usuals. My character is Drokk the Defiant, half-orc ranger, leader of the tribe of the redeemed, folk hero. Too many. Best friend to a couple, I think, maybe we'll see. I guess it'll depend on how this whole adventure goes. Maybe worried about maybe that's what I'll say. In our last session there was a pretty epic battle. We got a number of people in our party who are not doing so well, and I'll say that Drokk is very concerned for his very good friend Sakun Darkbreaker and his well-being at this point.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Phil. That was well done. Let's hope that Sakun Darkbreaker makes it through all of this. It's probably the best character ever. No. Just being honest. All right. With that, we're going to go over to Chandra, and if you could please go introduce your character that you are playing.
I'm playing Arinalor, who is a human wizard, who has somehow gotten stuck with these guys in this crazy adventure. He started off really not being too happy, and he's still like not totally sold on him, but you know, he's getting there, starting to care a little bit more, being a little less self-centered.
Nice. I appreciate how Renalor has really kind of evolved into this super complex yet always staying greedy. Like that's the baseline of Renalor's sort of motivation, and I appreciate that.
Money, baby.
Right. Makes the world go round. And with that, last but not least, we have the very fascinating and ultra entertaining Ted. Go ahead and introduce your character.
I'm playing Aldrain, the human paladin. In his own words, if people asked him to describe himself, it would probably be deep. He is an ocean. Hard to understand, many layers. But right now, the only thing going through his mind is how much he got his butt kicked. And how much pain he is. I mean, he just had a rock, as you said, thrown at him, but the damage said much bigger than a rock.
Well, to be fair, it said a large boulder, but...
A large boulder, yeah. It said much more than a large boulder. So he's just trying to make it through the next few days, hopefully. Just get through, keep pushing on. He liked it much more when they were put up in housing.
Yeah, it's actually been a long time since any of you really slept in a building of any kind. You've been sleeping on a flying ship or, you know, nothing too fancy for quite a while. So let's see how that all works out. Thank you, Ted. That's an awesome introduction. I appreciate the candid comments about how you were doing, because you're absolutely true. The party at large, whether the three and Sakun Darkbreaker and the orcs as well, are not doing good. So let's go ahead and get into the previously on the Magic Jewel Heist. So, last we left off, the Defiant Three, Drokk, Arinalor, and Aldrain, with their somewhat now closer friend, Sakun Darkbreaker, the mountain dwarf, had made their way into Mount Cagliostro with Drokk's father and his tribe of orcish warriors. The tribe of Groomish, the One Eye, seeking to find this dragon and kill it, whereas Drokk and the others seeking this dragon to get information to find out more about their deadly foe that they are going up against. Whereas nobody, not even King Artemis Rainier III, the lovely name that he has no idea who the true enemy is. So as they went into the mountain, getting weird feelings and kind of a weird reaction from Cocoon Darkbreaker, being a little bit more selfish and going rogue a bit at times. Finally made their way past a bunch of dead bodies and bones and corpses to what looked like a large, one-eyed giant being with spikes protruding out of its body. A battle ensued where, like Ted said, a large boulder was thrown at the group, hitting 4 of them and doing significant damage. And as it looked like it was going to end in at least one death, it did for one of the orcs, as a basilisk froze him, petrifying him, I should say, and killing him. They all made it through, where Aldrain, using his amazing sword Aurora, the sentient blade, sliced open the stomach of this creature, spewing out intestine as it fell backwards and died. So as the battle is kind of winding down, that is where we are going to pick back up. But before we get into that, I would like, whether at home watching or Ted, Phil, Chandra, please, if you could, raise your drink of choice, as I'd like to bring in my former nemesis, now friend, as I've defeated my former foe, Nick Bowder Esquire, and turned him into this Mind Flayer goblet that you see here. And in honor of his defeat, I'd like to say a little something that he used to say when going into battle. So go ahead and raise your glasses. May your dice roll true. May you make it through. Meh.
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 Alrighty. Now, let's see here. Shut off this lo-fi music as we are out of that. Let's go in. Second. Also, Mom Paul Baca, thank you very much for the $20. You continuously support the stream, and we appreciate it. I know you did it anonymously, but I also know that it was also you. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. You've been able to get us all kinds of equipment that has helped this stream out. So thank you, and you are amazing. We also love you. So that out of the way, as the large entity of the giant Nothic that you are just recently fighting is still settling on the ground, its back just settling onto the like frozen ice. There's steam coming out of his stomach from the intestines being dispersed into this cold area. There's a Nothic creature on one side and a basilisk on the other. And as all of this happens, this loud noise, erupts from the Nothic, crashing to the ground. The basilisk, the 6-legged dog-like creature, the Nothic, medium-sized human-type creature, notices this, and they instantly retreat and back away and run off into the distance, as it actually would have been their turn. So I'm just going to end the combat, as they are scared to shit after what Aldrain just did to that big creature, and they have taken off. So as of right now, you are still standing in this room where the bloody footprints are. One orc is frozen petrified, and the majority of the rest of you are bloodied. What would you all like to do? And also, shall we play?
Drock's gonna go over to Sakun and check on him.
Okay, you walk over.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll go with him,
Yep.
and I want to give him a health potion.
Okay.
Does anyone else need one?
I think he has secure wounds on him. Is he that bad? Can I tell just by looking?
So you go ahead and give me a perception check. And Renalor, you still have your light casting on your quarterstaff?
Yes.
Okay. So roll with just regular, no disadvantage. And
Let me put my
Renalor,
box aside.
as you walk up to Darkbreaker, what do you say, Renalor?
You look pretty rough there. Drink up.
Darkbreaker is kind of holding onto his side. His arm is a little limp as he's doing that. He looks up at you, obviously, because he is a dwarf. A mountain dwarf, that is. And just briefly says, "It's not as bad as it looks, but I appreciate it. Thank you." He takes the... what type of potion is this?
Help.
It's a regular healing?
Yes.
Not like a greater or superior or anything?
Just a regular.
Okay. Do you want to roll the healing, or would you want Darkbreaker?
Darkbreaker can do it.
Okay. Ted, what is your perception check?
5.
Good. Darkbreaker got 6 healing points from that. And honestly, you're kind of like pumping with adrenaline so much to the point where you really cannot get a good idea how badly injured. You know that he's hurt, but as far as like close to death or not, you cannot tell.
So yeah, I'm gonna cast I'll do a cure wounds. What the heck, right? It's like a
Sure. Go ahead and roll your healing.
I've got to look up. Do you know what I roll for it?
Yeah, I can get that for you real quick.
I feel like it's D8 plus 1. It's pretty small.
Better than healing word. D8 plus spellcasting ability.
Oh, it's not too bad. Spellcasting ability is only 3 though. Well, could be worse. D8 plus 3. We might break 10 if I get lucky. Yeah, nope. 5.
5? Hey, it's better than nothing.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Okay. So as you put your hand on Darkbreaker's shoulder, you imbue your arcane energy from a Montador into him, and he's starting to look a little bit better. While all this is happening, the orcs are kind of circling Korog, the petrified orc who is off by themselves, and they are putting their right arm across their chest and bowing to him. And as they finish bowing, they lift up their one arm and put it up to their right eye.
Oh.
Kind of gather themselves, talking for a moment as this healing is finishing. And all 4 of them, looking fairly beat up themselves, walk over to the rest of you. North, the father of Drokk, speaks up first as he his large body lumbers up to the party. Well, son, I see that you've kept your fighting skills sharp while you've been gone.
You taught me well.
That I did. Now, let us finish this and get out of this wretched place, lest we lose another one of our friends.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we can survive another one of those fights. We need to find this dragon as soon as we can.
Well, lead on. Where should we go?
Can you remind me what this part of the map looks like?
So go ahead and roll a perception check. See what the place looks like. Because you have 20 feet of light from Aridalor's.
Well, I got dark vision too.
Yeah, which helps for certain things.
Quick question.
22.
Okay. Go ahead, Ted.
What do we regain if we take a short rest?
You can roll your hit dice to get the health back if you want to do a short rest. A short rest is an hour.
Mage has brought it to my attention that it might be wise for us to take a short rest.
Okay.
So that might be a good idea if we could keep ourselves safe for that time. I'm sure all of us look like we need some sort of a rest, but if we were to do that, we would need a lookout or some sort of dome of protection.
Yeah, I don't think even having a lookout would be
Yeah.
safe enough.
Zone of truth on command blast in my favor. Oh. I mean, I can keep my eyes up, but that's about it.
North
Yeah.
kind of steps forward and goes, "We go forward. To rest here would be folly."
Just an idea.
Well, let's move. Drokk, where are we headed? And as you roll your 22, you look around and you know the way that you came from, where you saw the bloody footprints. And as you follow those bloody footprints, they lead over to a corner away from where you guys came into. And to the left of the bloody footprints is that large bone pile that you saw that the giant Nothic emerged out of. But right of that bone pile is this massive looking hole. And from where you're standing about 30 or 40 feet away, it just looks like darkness inside the hole. But the hole itself is probably 60 feet wide. The other side of the room you can see is just walled off completely.
Well, looks like there's really only one way forward. Let's go
Don't
see
say
what
it.
we can find.
Can I search the bodies of the things that we just killed?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll an investigation check, please.
Well, and you didn't give me a chance. I was the first one to say I wanted to go talk to Sakun, and you didn't let me talk to him.
What would you like to say to Sakun?
Hey, buddy, we're gonna need you, and I'm gonna give him a superior healing potion.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Whoa.
That's the real deal.
That is a real deal. Seriously?
Yeah.
You want to
You
roll
don't
it?
have to do that.
How do you hide?
That's 8d4 plus 8.
54. I don't have.
I have 8.
Okay, yeah, probably pass. Is it okay if I roll some health for myself? If I can take some potions?
Sure, absolutely. If anyone has potions, you can
Yeah.
definitely do it now.
So 8d4 plus 8. And then what's greater healing?
4d4 plus 4. So it's 2d4 plus 2 for regular, 4d4 plus 4 for...
Oh, 44 points? That's all I need, actually.
No, motherfucker.
Or the
I
fast-
have to go through that shit with my kids every time we play. They go, "Oh, 64 points? That's awesome." No, 6 d4s.
Let's see that one first, actually.
Oh, you just got that joke?
I appreciate that. The laugh.
Oh.
Ah, damn.
Come on, man.
That's a lot of heals for a throwaway.
So 24 points of healing from your superior health potion. I rolled like 4 1s, unfortunately.
Come on, man.
But that actually puts him back almost to 100%. He only has 45 hit points max. And he took 30. He took 31 from that boulder itself. So the orcs are kind of not bandaging themselves up, but they're just kind of reinforcing their armor, getting ready to kind of continue on, and you can tell North is getting a bit impatient. You never answered me, Drokk.
I just said let's go continue down the one path that there is that we could potentially take and see what we find there.
Fair enough.
Shall I draw you a map?
No need, you were always a crappy draw.
Well, fighting wasn't the only thing you taught me.
I'll follow you, son. Continue.
I'm gonna head towards the hole.
Okay. Get up to this massive-looking hole, and as you look down, you can see into the hole, but about 20 feet down, it's darkness.
Does it seem like there's any way to kind of venture into the hole, feeling safe about our chances of going in?
Without any sort of light protruding into it, you really can't tell. It's like pitch black 20 feet down.
Well, not really sure what's down there. Do we have a torch or some kind of light that we could throw down there to see if we can get a sense of how far down this goes?
Darkbreaker turns to Renalor and says, Renalor, don't you have a light spell that you can cast at will?
Yeah, it's currently being cast.
Yes, but it wouldn't cost you too much to recast it. Well, why don't you cast it onto a rock and drop it down there?
Okay.
Then after it lands, you can cast it again on your fancy quarterstaff.
Okay.
That'll work.
I cast light on a rock that I find on the ground.
Okay.
Chuck it into the hole.
Alright, so the light emits 20 feet away from this apple-sized rock, I would say, and you drop it, you throw it into the hole, and it flies down, and once it gets to that 20-foot spot where there's darkness, the light emitting from it casts down, and you see ground finally. So it's about a 40-foot drop, and the rock hits the ground, and you can see the immediate area around there, and it looks like, rocky ground, a couple more of those faintly glowing mushroom, like the blue mushrooms you saw from the other way, and lots of frozen ground as well. But no ladder, no stairs, no way of easily getting down into this area.
We have rope. There's nothing that we could loop it around up here, is there? Close by?
That boulder that got thrown at you.
It's messed up.
Yeah, technically, that rope is still tied around you. Remember, you and Darkbreaker tied that around each other, and Darkbreaker untied it when the battle started. So you still have that rope tied around yourself.
Nice. So I've been running around in a battle with a rope tied around me.
Yeah, the Nothic that you killed probably looked at you like, what the shit is this guy doing?
Nice. I mean, we don't have much more options, really.
Is there anywhere that we could tie a rope so we could climb down?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Chandra's right. That large boulder that was chucked at you is essentially 10 feet away from the large hole.
What if somebody jumps into the hole, and as they're falling down, right before they hit the ground, I cast Hold Person?
I mean, if you understood how that spell worked. But it's up to you guys, whatever you want to do.
Sakun, I actually still have that climbing harness from our venture into the mountain of Thumbaldor, or into the mountains where Thumbaldor is. Do you still have yours?
Yes, but of course, and very beautifully said. I should say
Fuck you.
that is a brilliant idea. Only we have two of them, so we'd have to take turns.
Perhaps we could multitask. Some people climbing down with rope and others climbing down with the harness.
Sounds like a plan. And as Aldrain is looking very quizzically at Darkbreaker and Drokk, you see Darkbreaker start to take out this like bag. It's almost like a Indiana Jones looking kind of bag out of from underneath. Satchel. Thank you. From behind his cape, his purple cape that he is wearing, and he pulls out this. It's like wooden plank and metal cabling harness looking device. And attaches it to the edge of the hole itself. I think I should go first. I don't know who would like to go second, but Aldrain, if you could please tie that rope off and let's start getting the orcs and the rest of us down. It will take us a little bit of time.
Should be able to do that.
Yeah.
I have some rope as well. Perhaps we could do 2 people at a time with the harnesses and 2 people at a time with the rope. Take 2 trips.
Sounds like a plan. And North walks up and goes, "See, son,
That's the only way to go forward.
you do have some brains."
Thank you, Dad.
Welcome. Now, let's continue on. So as you tie off the rope and set up the harness, I would need everyone to do some strength checks actually to get down from the top down. Something is going on with our stream.
I got a 12.
Oh.
12, okay.
23.
Jesus Christ.
I'm wasting them. I'm gonna need them later.
You don't have a bonus to strength at all. You do not have a +2 to strength.
The building.
Let me see.
With all that gold that he's stolen over the years, he bought a Bowflex.
9.
Okay. So, as Aldrain and Aldrain and Drokk head down, Aldrain on the rope and Drokk on the harness. It takes some time, but they make their way down. Arinalor, you a couple of times as you're going down on the rope, you almost slip. Like you'd let go with one hand, you start to fall like 5 feet and grab it, causing 2 points of like hit point or burning damage on the rope itself. So go ahead and take 2 points off. And as you
Flip.
Sorry, there's some issues with the stream right now.
Is the same thing that happened on Sunday?
Yeah, I think so.
I noticed
What's going
YouTube
on?
never stopped. YouTube kept going the entire time. Might be a Twitch thing.
Yeah, it's going now. I need to switch away from Streamlabs and go back to OBS, I think is the main thing. So as you slide down, you take 2 points of burning damage from the rope, but you get down to the bottom and safely just walk aside as the rest of the orcs. Let me roll for them real quick. of them but one make it down safely. Xavier, the old, bare-chested with the long braid orc, he falls completely on it. He gets about like 15 feet down, and he absolutely slips and lets go and falls completely on his back, taking... Oh shit. 7 points of damage, actually.
How far was that?
He fell 15 feet.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it's 1d6 per 10 feet of fall damage, so...
Yeah, that's not bad. You could have really...
Yeah. So as he gets up and kind of dusts himself off real quick... that was embarrassing. Good thing nobody saw that.
Drokk wants to make a joke, but he's choosing not to.
Very, very wise of you, as Xavier and you never got along. In fact, he made fun of you all the time, so you're the better man.
But I just want the you know, the court to know that I had one lined up.
That's fair. So as you make your way down and you look out this area, everyone roll me perception checks, please.
Uh,
The
18.
longer I roll in my hand, the more luck it pulls from me.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh my god, roll.
10.
Okay.
Needed to roll longer.
Renalor?
Uh, 16.
Okay. So as Renalor and Drokk look out, you see the ground itself kind of curves, and there's like a sharp cutoff on the right side. Curves around this large room that you're in, this large cavern, I should say. But as you see it curve around, to the right of the curve is this circular, like, platform, this rocky platform that has a sheer face on all sides of it, and on the left side of this platform and the right side of the curve is what looks to be some sort of like frozen glacier water that you can almost feel how cold it is, even being about 100 feet up away from it. The water is glistening super bright. It is that cold. It's emitting off this like frozen air, just the coldness that is of this water. In the middle of the platform, you see a bunch of like rocks and different formations, stalagmites, if you will, and a staircase leading down to the platform. But that's all you pick up. So you'd have to like come around this curve, get to the stairs, and then where the platform is. Phil, what did you roll again?
18.
18. Okay. You do notice there's a decent amount of, you like look up at the hole that you came through, and as you do, you notice there's a whole bunch of stalactites hanging from the ceiling, and they're like glistening with their frozen ice on the outer shell of them.
Okay.
What would you all like to do?
Well, should we continue towards the stairs?
Yeah.
What?
Hey,
What is it?
How big? You said the stairs about. We're going to see a dragon.
Yeah, I need to recast light on my
And-
quarterstaff too.
Sure. Go ahead. You recast light on your quarterstaff. The rock.
It seems like the dragon
stops.
could get to where we are. Sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. As far as what Aldrain sees, you can't see the stairs because of your role. But that is a fair question.
Shall we continue?
Or
Yes, I think we should continue. Let's Be careful, though. Darkbreaker says as he looks around. He has like a wild look in his eyes.
Are you okay, Darkbreaker?
Yes, absolutely. I'm ecstatic of what possibilities we may find here. Let alone a dragon that no one has spoken to for over 500 years. Who knows what sort of arcane knowledge hidden here? Don't you think, Ritter Lore?
I don't know.
You don't sense it.
I sense it, but it's not as strong as I would have hoped.
I feel like I can see the weave itself surrounding us, flowing through us. This place is exotic. Please, let us continue.
Okay.
So you start walking, it kind of slopes down this curve, rock that you're standing on. Kind of slopes downward as you head closer toward the stairs. The orcs by this time they've made their own like circle. They're like back-to-back circle, looking around, on full alert essentially. And you get to the stairs, and you can see Darkbreaker, without even like having a conversation with you, immediately starts heading down the stairs.
Sakun.
Whoa there. You want to hold on a little?
Why should we? We are here. This is what we are for.
We're
Space
supposed to
is
be
calling
cautious.
to me.
I think the idea that this place is calling to you should probably give you a bit of concern.
You don't understand. You're not an arcane user. The weave itself is calling to me.
How do you know that it's the weave?
As I can sense it. I am trained to use the arcane. Use the weave. It is speaking to me. Ritter Lore, you do not sense this.
I do. But still, caution would be wise.
Whoever wants to roll a persuasion check with advantage. It's all three of you are kind of trying to persuade Darkbreaker from stopping.
I feel like I'm hot today. Let me.
You gonna do it?
Yeah. I don't want to.
Alright.
What's my persuasion? Yeah, I got decent persuasion. Oh.
15.
I have this as a
What are we
proficient
just doing?
skill.
No. So either one person can roll with advantage, or you all can roll individually.
Better for someone to roll with it.
Well, I heard what she said. I know what I rolled.
Well, you can just
So-
cancel mine out.
What'd you get, Phil? With
Uh,
advantage.
18.
Okay. We'll say that we'll take the 18.
15 with advantage.
Yep. Well, as you say this, you can see Darkbreaker's like fighting the urge to just not only go down the stairs, but like skip down these stairs. There's something calling him to that place down there, and he kind of stops and fights against the urge, and finally, yes, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
You're well trained in the power of the weave, though we should be cautious because we don't know who else may be as well.
That is a fair point. After you.
So are we at a point now? So we're at the stairs. Are we at a point where we have kind of a new vantage point?
Yeah.
So could we do like take a look before we start heading down, as far as kind of what we're...
Absolutely.
I like that idea.
Oh. You guys are all rolling too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was only one to roll.
No, that's for the
No.
last. I got a
'Cause I
13.
got a 1.
Ooh, shit. You're like really put off by Darkbreaker's motivation, whatever the hell's going on with him.
I'm
He's
worried
not
about
like
my
that.
homie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like that.
Got a 17.
Okay. And Renalor, what did you get?
13.
13. So, Renalor and Aldrain, as you look around, you don't notice any like beings or creatures or anything around you. It seems like this place is completely devoid of Nothic. But Aldrain, what did you get again?
17, baby.
As you look around, you hear something. This like low sound. You can't tell what it is. You almost feel like it's like a hole in the rock that has air like pushing through it, but it's pushing like at a weird rhythm, sort of like a cadence back and forth.
Like, can I see this?
You
We have
hear
light,
it.
right?
You have 20-foot diameter of light. The ceiling itself is like 100 feet, almost 150 feet up in the air. You definitely cannot see it, but you are hearing some sort of like noise.
Tell which direction?
Up above your head, for sure.
Oh. I don't like that, no. I'm gonna silently try to get Drokk and Renlor's attention and go like this. Try to clue him in, basically, or whisper like I hear something up above us.
Okay. The orcs are kind of getting impatient. They're not doing well in this situation. North kind of lowly, because he picks up on your little hand action there and says, "Drokk, what are we doing here?"
We're being cautious.
But what's the plan?
Well, we're not sure yet. We're Aldrain is concerned there may be something above us we should be concerned about.
And the North kind of looks upward slowly and around. Okay, I don't see anything, but we'll keep our eye out.
I want to ready, like, my shield. Yeah.
Okay, pull out your shield.
Yeah.
Alright, you got that ready?
Should we continue forward, Aldrain?
Yeah. I want to just, yes, kind of stay aware of, like, what's going on and above us and just be very, very present.
Okay, so what are we doing?
I guess we're heading down the stairs.
Guess we're going.
Okay. As you go down the stairs, and you notice the stairs are kind of frozen, so it's a little bit hazardous as you walk down. And it's like spotty in how frozen it is. Aldrain, with your 18 perception roll, you do notice that the stairs themselves are not humanoid in size. They are large. About like 2 foot out, 2 foot down. These like stone formation stairs. As you get down to the bottom and look upward, you notice that the stairs on the front face of them have these like runes written onto them. You all get down there finally, the orcs looking around. You see they're getting really uneasy with what's like possibility of some sort of danger.
Can I ask Sagoon Darkbreaker what the runes mean?
Sure. So, you ask him that, and he looks back and says, "Oh yes, there's some runes on those stairs. Let me have a moment here, and I'll take a look at them. Law, could you help me, please?"
Sure.
So the two of them walk over and start investigating the stairs. This will take a moment, but because Renalor is helping, Darkbreaker has advantage on his rolls. North walks up to you, Drokk, and just very lowly. He's not even looking at you. He just says, "All right, son, what's the plan?"
The two wizards are going to look over at those runes to see if they can tell what they say. But I believe the dragon should be close by.
All right. Now, what is the plan of attack when we see the dragon?
That's a good question. To be honest, perhaps you can talk with the rest of your orcs about what you feel like would be the best way, and I can talk to the rest of my crew. I just worry that, we've all been through so much. I'd like to make sure that the rest of my crew has a chance to give their thoughts and concerns before we make any specific plans.
Be mindful, though, son. When the time comes, we may not have all the time to plan what we're going to do.
Well,
So you better be ready.
Let's not waste our breath, then.
Fair enough. And he walks away from you.
That was a waste of breath.
So as Renalor and Darkbreaker finish up their runic investigation, Darkbreaker kind of nods at Renalor, and Renalor nods back and goes over to Aldrain and says, "From what I can tell from Renalor and our study of the runes, is some sort of binding incantation. Whatever these runes are for something to keep here in this area."
Must be there to keep the dragon here, I'd assume.
Yes, that could be.
North was asking about our plan for once we meet the dragon. They are intent on killing it, but obviously we're looking to get it to join us. I had some thoughts on how we might go about handling this. Did anyone have anything in mind as far as how they think we should do this?
Tactfully, I would rather not fight the dragon. Does anyone speak dragon? I don't.
No.
That's a good question. Do we know whether or not it would understand us, even if we don't understand it?
Nope. No clue. I'm
You
hoping.
roll a history check if you'd like.
Does someone else want to roll a history check?
I'm not the best for that. I'm more of
I
a
got a shot.
strategy type of, mindset.
Well, I feel like you brought up a very good question, so perhaps all of
I
us
can
would.
roll history check. I have a bonus in that.
Nice.
Oh shit!
What's
I rolled it.
Well, Darkbreaker rolled a history since he has learned on the history of dragons. He learned it. Well, from what I've read, since no one has actually spoke to a dragon in over 500 years, it would seem that the dragons are highly intelligent beings. They would probably know not only common, but numerous different languages. But that is a guess at best.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Sekund.
Does Drokk know what languages his father knows?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen him speak a couple of different languages, yes.
Do I know which ones they are?
Yes, you do. They're not Draconic.
Okay.
He definitely does not know Draconic.
Does he know Dwarvish?
No, he's never speaking. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
So as you're all standing there, Darkbreaker says, "We should have something that should interest the dragon. Something that would entice it to help us. And get it out before your father, and he says this a little bit lowly, gets out his intentions of doing harm to the dragon.
Are you thinking of some kind of item? Or my other thought was we could kind of portray ourselves as here to help him, perhaps even speaking poorly of King Rainier, and looking for his help to take down the liege and the rest of the people who put him here. Were you thinking more of like an offering of an item of some kind?
I don't think bringing up King Rainier is a good idea, as he said himself that mentioning that name probably is not going to set well with the dragon.
I was thinking more of like a, hey, fuck, Rainier, that guy sucks. Let's, right? I hate that guy.
That might be something.
What were you thinking that we could offer him? What do dragons?
A deal. A bargain of some kind.
Would we be able to free him from this mountain?
I think Arenalor and I would have to do a bit of more studying of those runes, but it is a possibility, yes.
Is that a wise idea, though? Do we want to set a dragon loose on the countryside?
If it could help us, yes. But that is a big if.
I'm not sure that's safe. We have to think of the people out there.
I'm down for it.
To be fair, Aldrain, it is a good question. But the people, specifically of Monaco, are already in danger. Who knows what else they're going to be in danger or safe by the time we get out of here.
What do we want from this dragon? We know we're looking for his help, but what kind of help do we need from him? Is it just information? Is it for him to leave this mountain and help us physically?
I don't think we know, right?
Yeah, I felt like King Rainier was not very specific.
No. Yeah, now that you say exactly what do we need, I have no clue exactly what we need.
What Rainier told us specifically was to get information on the enemy that we face. Weaknesses. Yes, identify who this person may be. If we identify who it may be, then we could figure out some sort of weakness or tactical advantage against them. So right now, we are in the dark completely. God damn it. My stream's doing that all over again. Anyways. And if the dragon could help us, then